why don't you start us off, Mr. Fi?
I'm gonna say it. Post leveling. I know that might be a little bit weird to follow. Like for an example, like the way Diablo did it, where your level soft caps at 50, and then you start gaining something called Paragon levels.
Ah, I
I
know what you're
love
talking about.
ways to boost your character post leveling. In RPG games specifically, I think that deserves at least my stamp of approval. But I would say that for tonight, if it's going to get the AKG stamp of approval, we all have to unanimously agree.
I
Because not
think. Oh,
one
sorry, ahead.
person is AKG. Sorry,
That's true, but also none
dramatic
of us are
pause.
AFK. We're all AK.
Yes, we're all AK, not AFK.
No,
Right.
no AFK.
No.
So I think that post game leveling is good when it's done right.
Yes.
Like,
Oh my God, yes.
like one thing, like I'll bring it up because I don't think it did it very well. Would be the Avengers game, where
Yes. Oh my
once you get
God.
past a certain point, and honestly, to
No
an
point.
extent, I'll give an extent to Destiny 2 because it kind of has the same effect. Like you mentioned in Diablo, it's like you get strong, you can feel getting stronger. You get new like perks, new skills, that kind of stuff. Whereas when you get in some games, it's just like, hey, you may be at max value or max level, the story is over, all that stuff, but hey, you could grind for 9 hours to get one piece of loot better, and it's like a
Right.
2 instead of a three instead of a 2, and it's like, okay, you're just padding. But when done right, like in the way that you said, or even like in, again, using the game I just disgraced, Destiny 2, when it's done right, I think it's perfect, and it's one of the best ways to add longevity to a game
Oh yeah. Especially a
and
live service game
replayability.
that looks to grow with time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's great too to have like post game leveling. Anything to do with like after story or after soft cap like content, especially if they add something new, like how Diablo added like the whole nightmare version and everything like that. That stuff really like holds
It's really
extra content
challenging
and stuff. The
too.
game opens up right after that, and it's just like, oh wow, okay, got more stuff to do. And their post leveling is good too, where it's Paragon levels and you still have the potential to get some ability points too.
So what about you, Mr. Wheeler? What is something that you feel that games are doing right?
So this is it's gonna be controversial, but you know what? That's kind of my
Looking
shtick
here.
here.
Yeah, we're looking for that. Can't
I
always all agree.
I love when games have DLC, especially when DLC is done right. Again, a lot of my topics are gonna be when done right. My
Yeah,
opinion,
I agree. It
my
has to
opinion,
be done
there's two types of DLC. There's DLC that is overpriced and should have been in the game from the start, and then there's DLC that genuinely improves the experience or like is a phenomenal story but maybe wasn't worth a full game or something like that. And I will use Skyrim actually as my reference here. Um like so Skyrim came out and it was a full game. It was a fantastic game, arguably. One of these like a genuine masterpiece of a game. And then they give us the DLC for Dawnguard and you get to fight vampires and you get
That was
special
so
weapons.
cool.
Then you get the I don't remember the name of the next one, but it's the Dragonborn, the Dragon whatever one that was called, where like you have to go to to the other land and fight Mirak, and like that's a whole nother story. And then you get Hearthstone, and it's like build your own houses, and
Yeah.
it's not just
Get
like
to a
cheap.
whole
It's
nother
like
thing of Skyrim where you have a
right.
family and you can adopt kids and like
And then like like even that like when it got announced, it was like that's weird, but you know what? It just adds to the game now. It doesn't like it's nothing that needed to be there at launch, but now that it's here, I love it. And like those kind of DLCs and especially story DLCs, I think because they make games amazing. Because as much as we all want like sequels to games, some games you just don't need a
you
sequel
don't
for it.
need sequels,
But
dude.
I
That
would
or a
love
sequel would ruin.
right? But I would love to revisit these worlds, have reasons to come back, and like I know, like I honestly, I think Hogwarts Legacy is one of those games that a sequel to the game wouldn't really fit because people have like the issues with like Spider-Man, for example, and like DLC, like not it's not really DLC, but like the new Spider-Man game, The map's the same, and people are all upset about it. Well, if you can't be a Hogwarts student and be anywhere but Hogwarts. But DLC to that game would be fantastic, adding stuff that we would like over time. Yeah. So like DLC is like my favorite. Just as long as it's not like so obviously cut content that you cut to make money with DLC.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's the caveat there. Like if you're making DLC out of cut content because you just didn't have the time and you wanted to make the game polished, I have no problems with that. It's when you
Yeah.
specifically cut it because you know people want it and will buy it
Oh
later.
yeah, we can make this DLC later down the line. People will eat that up. People will buy that. That's a
Right.
bad thought process to have when you're thinking about DLC.
Right, because it makes you look scummy, and it's what puts DLC to have a bad name. Or when you're like, I don't know, a certain company that makes a certain lifestyle game with over $1,000 worth of DLC, where it's like, hey,
this company
here's
is
a new
known to be
book
scummy
pack.
too.
Like, here's a new book bag for your sim when they go to college. But if you want, I mean, for your avatar to go to college. But when you go to college, you also need this DLC pack, and it's like, dude. Chill, you've released 13 this week, and none of them are interesting.
And the DLC costs 6 times more than the original game, especially now that
Right.
it's free.
So now, yeah, so much that the game is free now.
That's when my issues with DLC become a thing. But like at the same time, like they're giving us content, but it's not reasonably priced content.
For
I
for
think-
me, I like when games that require leveling, or like especially if there's multiple characters you can level. Like right now, I'm playing Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, and there's over I think 50 characters you can play as, and each one of them can be leveled and get their legendary weapons and stuff like that. And it this game has it, and that's why I'm using it as example. Gauntlet mode or something to grind out XP without having to just replay missions and stuff. The gauntlet mode
Yes.
works
Yeah, I
as like
that.
as you continue the gauntlet, it gets harder and harder and harder. You get more and more XP. If you die, so what? If you don't die, then
Mhm.
you keep going. And yeah,
And you know, many games can take that. Like, for example, a similar thing would be like the towers in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that you can play that's not like the same old story missions or the same
Yep.
AI missions or anything. Like you can, that'll give you another experience or another challenge.
Right? Like hell, go all the way back to Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2 with like the Coliseum. You get experience, they're unique challenges, and it was just ways to level up without having to just play the story again or grind through the same maps.
Yep.
Those are it's yeah,
It's a nice coup de grace there, where it's like I don't have to do something meticulous to get a max level character, and I can still just kind of enjoy the game how it's meant to be. And if they have multiplayer
Exactly.
to it, it's
Yep.
even better. Also,
Yep.
you guys notice they have the S here?
Yeah.
They do. You know that S
The
is
cool
super
kid
fucking
S.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy to
It's
me.
the cool kid S.
Yep.
I wonder how long. Like, I wonder who first invented that S.
I guarantee
a
you it was
side
some bored
topic.
high schooler.
I guarantee you. And
He
it's
was
just
like, he
everybody
like
thought it
showed
was
his
cool.
friend. He was like, "Hey, dude, check this out."
I mean, like that's how we found out about it.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just being a bored, anything schooler, and our friends showed us the S, or we saw the S, and we were like, "Hey, yo, how do we do this?"
And then like it's been evolved. Now there's like the 3D form of the S. Like
Yeah.
All
it
sorts of shit.
it like transcends like classes, and it's like everybody knows the S.
S has lore.
And like the fact that like not only do we not tell them what game we're playing, but people listening to this podcast, they know what the S is. They like
Yep.
I guarantee you, they're not gonna
We
be
don't
like,
even have
well,
to say anything else, just
Yeah.
the S.
the S, and they already know.
Yep.
Man.
But yeah.
So, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just that was a segue, but yeah, but go.
I would say that that is absolutely worth a stamp of approval from.
Absolutely.
So we've got 3 topics so far that we've all hit. DLC and games. We've hit the challenge levels for experience, the experience levels etc. And then post leveling, they all get the AKG stamp of approval.
They
Yes.
do.
But I feel like it's time to come to one that might not might not be so agreeable. Like this one might split the room a little bit.
All right.
I think that non-linear like level design is something that we should not have so many games that do.
I think you're right. This whole open world, everything has to be open world thing. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I feel like we need to let's discuss. I want to hear
See,
your
this
reasoning, Wi-Fi.
I'm just tired of everything being so open world. Like, and I don't mean like every game has to go back. I mean like games like, for example, Assassin's Creed moving back to being more like linear and with Mirage and stuff like that. Like, I think that's a really smart move because they've become something that isn't the Assassin's Creed that they once were. And I agree that all games evolve over time, and it is usually a good thing. But when every game is open world, it just, I don't know, it's the syndrome all over again.
Yep.
When everyone's super, no one is.
My example for it is, uh, I'm still sticking to this theme of game, but the newest Dynasty Warriors is open world. Does not go well. Like, you just tread in an open world environment for so long, not fighting anybody, just to talk to one person, and then it's like, hey, now that you've talked to that one person, there is some enemies to fight. You fight those enemies, oh, it's empty world again. It's just not done tastefully, and that's what we mean by that. I understand
Yeah.
that a lot of games they do well with open world, like
I
Zelda
would
definitely
argue that
does.
some games need to have open. Like,
Yeah,
honestly, that was a big W in my opinion for like Zelda and stuff like that. That's so far from where my problem lied with the newer Zelda series, and with Tears of the Kingdom. I have no problems with the newer Zelda series anymore because they
yeah.
added traditional dungeons back in. And my biggest complaint was that they didn't feel like Zelda anymore because of not no traditional dungeons. But I would argue that some games need to be nonlinear because of their concept and or gameplay or something or another.
Yeah.
I just feel like where a lot of games are like, hey, we need to be when they're not that kind of game. I think they should just focus on being linear if they're that, because open world might be a fad, but it's like I don't know. It's not. It's not. Every game doesn't need to be it.
No.
I will agree that not every game necessarily needs it. I will say, I think it's another concept that when it's done right, because I will say, like, if you take Pokemon, for example, been a Pokemon fan since I knew what video games were. Since I knew what Pokemon was, I was a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will argue that Scarlet and Violet was not a broken ass game. But the open world in that game made it made it a good game.
It's
Like,
what we wanted, yes.
yes, it's what we all wanted, was an open world Pokemon game. And what I like about it is that they took the Pokemon elements and made it open world. They didn't try to make Skyrim with Pokemon. They made a Pokemon game and added open world elements. I think if more games took that approach rather than trying to take every little, I think the problem with game developers now with like the open world concept is that when they think open world, they think Skyrim, they think Fallout,
Yeah,
they think
they
it
do.
needs to be an RPG element kind of a game. Where Pokemon kind of prove, and again, I know technically Pokemon's an RPG, but I've
Yeah.
never seen it as that. It's like I've always seen it more as like a tactical strategy game, and they kept that feel regardless of if you like love or hate how they no longer have like routes that you follow. At the very least, Scarlet and Violet feels like a Pokemon game. And if you were to take any game, like even like what my favorite series, take Kingdom Hearts, it's always been a linear game.
Yeah.
Even the most recent one, Kingdom Hearts 3. The rumors of Kingdom Hearts 4 being less linear, I'm honestly for it as long as
would
it
like to see
keeps
that.
the Kingdom Hearts feel. I don't
Yeah.
want it to suddenly become, oh, well now like,
It feels like Final Fantasy 15 with
right,
Kingdom Hearts characters.
exactly. And like
Yeah. Oh, that would be
and
bad. I'm not gonna lie.
exactly. And that is the whole thing, like where it shifts, because when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, there's usually not a whole lot of that, like, hit or miss as to which is better. If there's a Fyra Bangle or a Fyra Bangle, the Fyra is going to be better than the Fire. It's not like, oh, well, this one is actually 2.1% better if you use the Fire while wearing this. And that's where games that go open world fail, is because they try to bring in those RPG elements to everything.
Right.
But I also can't say that, like, I think there's very few games that would be harmed by doing open world right, like doing an open world concept right. Because like technically, you could make the argument that like this game here, we're playing in an open world environment in a way. We're not locked down to specific battles. When Pokemon was only 2D or what, like when you could only go left or right, like it was genuinely improved by when they made 3D. So it's just like I feel like games need to be able to evolve, but not try to implement every aspect of Skyrim into making it an open world game. And that's where I think the difference. That's why I think, as much as I love it, I don't think like God of War Ragnarok was as good as 2018. The story was phenomenal, but the gameplay just wasn't, for me, as fun, because they did that. They tried to make it God of War Skyrim rather than making it
The next God of War.
yeah, because exactly. And like even like like again, you can make a linear open world game in a way, because like again, like the Pokemon, technically you can walk right up to the final gym and fight right out the gate, but they make it clear that's not what you're supposed to do. It has a linear story in an open world environment, and that I think is the kicker. There's a lot of games that I think could be improved by having a linear story in an open world environment.
You know what? You kind of gave my beef with that wings right there. It's because I didn't realize that that's the issue I'm having right there. Is open world games, like non-linear games with a non-linear story.
Yes.
So it's just like into this deep blue sea. Here you go, and it feels like so many games do that.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, just give. I would like more games to be like evolving and stuff like that. I don't like when games have to go, especially games that I like. So like, if games have to evolve, that's fine, but don't
change everything what the game is without having a good reason. Like like God of War 2018, the franchise needed that breath of fresh air. It needed something that wasn't just like the hack and slash of God of War 3. We needed something new.
Yep.
And they did a really good job.
They needed something new.
We could not have had another Legend of Zelda game stick the way it was. Like, don't get me wrong, there wasn't anything wrong with the previous ones, but it was such a tired out franchise.
I'm a firm believer that if we would have gotten another bare bones, just like typical Zelda game, it would have not only flopped, but people would have been so uninterested in Zelda going forward that a game like Breath of the Wild might not have saved it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have. And even again, like I'll use your same one from earlier, Assassin's Creed Origins, which was that first open world game, was a necessary game for the Assassin's Creed, because the format for like especially newer players was so done. It was tired. They were bored of it. But now, like, be honest here. Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, without the story, are all the exact same game.
Exact same game.
That's
to the point
where the issue
Valhalla was kind of boring.
Yeah, because you've done it. You've been here with Odyssey. You've been here with Origins. It's always the same concept. And that is where it gets samey, and it's where the flaw of open world comes from.
Now, here's the kicker, though, Wi-Fi. Could you imagine Disgaea having open world?
I would throw the game away.
Exactly. Some games just don't belong with open world.
Not every game, but okay, again, take open world elements from those games is the thing. That's my difference. If you take I don't know the Disgaea game personally, and I'm not saying every game works for open world. Like I don't think you could realistically have a good open world Mortal Kombat game.
Remember
it could
Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yeah.
That, but more JRPG.
Okay.
More animated.
So, like, again, like I said, Mortal Kombat, you could make a decent Mortal Kombat game, but open world, but it wouldn't be the Mortal Kombat we know. You would have to make like it would be different. But you could take Mortal Kombat elements and put them into it. So now with Daskaya, again, it's hard when I don't know the game super well.
Oh, that's fair.
But if you were to take that game, take Daskaya, keep like the combat, the flow of it the same, make it work the well, but flush out like the in between fights, the in between story, and have it like fill the world with stuff that improves upon it rather than just a forced addition to it. And like that's
Kinda
like
like how Diablo did. You didn't play
yes,
very much of the very much. I know you played some, but I know you didn't play very much of the previous Diablo.
I did not, but
Um,
I've watched more of it
so
since
they
Diablo 4.
really changed everything
Mhm.
about how the game was really played, and the game is very much more like an MMO, as Pona said.
Yeah,
And honestly, it works for him. I really like
exactly.
Diablo 4. It's a
And like
really good game.
that's why like again like it all comes back to a game dev doing it right, taking the
Yep.
time to make a game that needs like I don't think you could take Kingdom Hearts 1 and make it open world. I do think you
Oh
could make
God,
an
no.
open world Kingdom Hearts game. It would just have to be more like like a focus thing.
Now hear
And
me out. Chain of Memories, but open world.
yeah, honestly, that would have been perfect cuz like think about it. Chain of Memories is arguably in the franchise the worst in my opinion,
Yeah,
the worst one. It's where that's a lot
it's
of
in my opinion, it's mine
yeah.
too.
The
Yeah.
game, the story I think is pretty good, but the gameplay, everything, it's just not it. But now imagine that you're walking through Castle Oblivion and the entire castle is open to you as you're trying to piece together what the hell is going on. You're losing like your memories as you're going along. You're getting your shit changed while like accustoming to this new
That
world.
wouldn't. That would have been a completely different style of game. Even
Exactly. And like
you're
again,
talking
that's
about like a Kingdom Hearts
yeah.
horror thriller.
Honestly, like imagine it's just Sora walking through Castle Oblivion, losing his memories over time, trying like fighting with himself to remember what's real and what's not real. All with the Castle Oblivion being an open world environment where you could walk through and you went floor to floor trying to figure shit out. That would be phenomenal. And
That would
I
be.
don't and that's the example of a game that is trashed here in the terms of gameplay that would probably very quickly become my favorite game in the series
Yeah, that
just
sounds
because
really good.
they introduced open world elements to it and let it be more free flowing rather than forcing you down a direct path.
So two things here. One, Sora's in chat,
Hi Sora.
Hey, buddy.
and two, I agree with a lot of
Try to
what you
do
say.
not disturb mode on
Uh,
phone. I bet he texted me.
I agree with a lot of what you say, Keen. Especially because they did the same thing with Sonic, and it works. Sonic Frontiers is
Mm-hmm.
amazing, but they're not going to be able
Sonic
to.
Front.
They're not going to be able to do a second one for sure. Like
Exactly.
it does not work a second time, but I do agree like that. But there are some games that unless they essentially change everything about the game, it's not going to work out. Yes, they can make a spin-off, but at that point, is it considered the game or is it considered like a sub game?
See, okay, I have a counteract to that. The same thing, okay? I've already used it as a reference. God of War. When God of War 2018 was announced to be an open world story focusing on like the more like storytelling, people are like, "This isn't God of War. This isn't going to be a God of War game." I want anybody who's played the God of Wars and know it knows that this is like it feels like a natural evolution to it.
Right.
And because they did it right, and that's the kicker. Like a lot of the open world games that are bad, like oh god, there's so many of them, but most of them are bad because of what they do with the open world. Like you know what, Wi-Fi, this might set you off. I think the open world of Jedi Survivor harmed it more than it helped it
It
because there's just not a lot to do other than fight stormtroopers or fight enemies, and because of that, we got less worlds because each world had quote unquote more to explore in it.
It felt less linear than the first one, than Jedi Survivor, and I actually like you're right. I feel like there was so much to explore
Mm-hmm.
and so little to do other than
Yeah,
Unbound. Like there were a lot of side quests, and like don't get me wrong,
there was
I will
content.
still say that that game was like 8.5 out of fucking 10, 9 out of 10. Like that story was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. Like I'm not shitting on the game. I'm shitting on the way they implemented the open
Yeah.
world. And then, like, honestly, that's how I feel like if they were to do an open world Kingdom Hearts game, that's how they do it. Fewer worlds, but the worlds were massive. But my thing coming out of that was now imagine if they put the open world love and attention from the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws, and made that into your Jedi Survivor, and put like more into the worlds with more to explore, letting you actually like fully feel invested in these worlds while playing as you got Cal in that story.
I would also say that they focused too much on planet to planet, and with how
Yeah.
much they did, I feel like they should have. I feel like they should have definitely added more planets. I felt like
Yeah.
by the time I got to that last planet, I felt like there was still more to do.
Right? That's my thing. And I would argue that that's an example of the open world done kind of poorly because you feel like there's not enough to do when you get to the end. You feel like there should be more. Now,
The
if you
way the
like
story played out, I felt like there was a whole other planet that we were supposed to go
exactly.
to that was just cut from the game.
Yep.
And I'm like, am I missing something?
Yep. And now bringing it back up because it's one of the best examples of open world. Think of Skyrim. When you got to the end of Skyrim, okay, or you beat Skyrim for your first time, did you have that feeling of there should be more here to do? I haven't done enough. I'm missing
That
something.
and Fallout, absolutely not.
Exactly. And because those are good versions of it. And I keep saying that over and over, but that's my thing. Open world does not fit every game, but
not.
I think you can make open world from any franchise if you do it right. And as long as you're willing to, maybe change your formula a little bit.
Just to not pick at it, but to pick your brain about it.
Okay.
How would you turn? Because I want to see one more example, and then I'm honestly, you've convinced me. I could, yeah.
Okay.
But how would you turn a game like? How would you turn a game like The Sims open world?
Okay. So I've actually been thinking about. Ironically, you picked The Sims, and I thought about that. So what I would do is I would have it be like a more focalized, like a Sims. Like take Sims New York style. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it Sims New York. You play as a Sim in New York City, okay? You make your character as the Sim, and you would go around. You have this giant city to explore. Rather than having your plot of land and like two other ones around you loaded, the entire city is loaded with Sims that have the level of attention to detail that the current have, like with their level of autonomy. And your character can go and interact with any of them. Keep the exact same like formula where it's like Sims don't really, they don't have a language, and it's like that open world like click and move mentality. And
You know what? They
like
did that, and I'm remembering it now. And you know what? You don't even have to finish. It gets my stamp because I remember that being honestly one of my favorite sim games when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it
Hell,
was The Sims busting out.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It was an
See,
open world game.
an open world Sims game. I
And
don't
the
think you
Herbs
could
was
take
kind of
Sims
like
4.
that too.
Yeah, I don't think you can make Sims 4 open world, but you could take those elements, how Sims work, to its core, building your house, living your life, and put it into an open world environment, and it would work really well. Maybe the story could be like Sim City Planner, what it wanted to be, and you are a Sim tasked with making the city better. So you can do little jobs to make money, or big jobs like contracted by the city. Like you could remodel an entire skyscraper. You could do this and while you're doing that, you're making your own business better, your own shop, kind of like House Flipper if House Flipper had an open map rather than
Ooh, they should
just
make
like
a Lego one like that.
they should. See, when done properly with a good concept, open world is phenomenal. It's when game devs see a paycheck because they're like, oh, Skyrim good. We make Skyrim. That's when open world fails because you don't put the love needed into it. I rest my case.
any final thoughts on that topic there, Pone? By the way, Sora will be joining us shortly, and
Let's
I informed him
go.
to have Audacity recording when he gets in, and
Bet.
yeah, because it'll be easy. Instead of looking at when he joins,
Yep.
you just look at when it ends and splice them from the ass end.
Yep. Also, Sora, if you're listening, the code for the Power Wash is posted in the recording VC, like that little
Yes.
chat.
Um,
But
the,
yeah,
He said he
Pone,
was
I'd like to
speed
hear.
eating, and he'll be here.
the only
I'd like to hear
games
your
like
opinion.
I understand what you're saying with Disgaea, and I can get it. I still don't think one that they have any desire to do it, and two, it still would mess with the game enough to make it a sub game instead. Like they've already
They're
made
gonna
sub
do
games
it
like
at least,
Trini and
like,
Trini and stuff.
walk
so.
away from the chibi bullshit that they're trying. Because I
Oh,
love
I don't like
Disgaea,
chibi bullshit anyway. So
I don't like
Same.
chibi gameplay, and I think that that's where Diamond and Pearl remake went kind of wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Disgaea 6 was less desirable because of that as well.
right, but
Sorry, continue.
RTSs, and I know there are some RTSs that it's like, hey, this is kind of open world, but at that time it's not RTS because a lot of those have either time walls or it's not open world. It's still just a bigger map. But like, imagine like Command and Conquer uh, or StarCraft being open world. I know they were trying to do an MMO, but that's kind of falling under a different category at that point where it's like turning into an MMO where it's a single character, not an RTS. But
So, does that mean that you don't think an RTS game where you play as the general of a military, controlling an entire army on an ongoing war, while you you're part of it, you could like actively be a part of the war, or just control your troops from afar, all while in a real 3D environment, having real effects to the map to your character, in the way an open world would. So
Like, play it
you're
in a war room or
yeah,
whatever.
like you're in a war room or like that kind of stuff. You're controlling it from there, or you can request a Humvee to take you to this part of the world, and you can interact there and control from there. Have individual troops controlling everything, all in a real moving environment where it's like a realistic time flow kind of thing. So you're
so
controlling a war as it's ongoing. You don't think that sounds cool?
so they make things like that, but they never work like RTSs. They work as you are command. You like
simulators,
yeah.
open world
It's
sims.
very similar to that. In RTS, in a traditional sense, real time strategy is going to be closer to an above top view, and generally it's going to have a war map that you'll fight on. But then if you are you have to do mission and mission and mission, and if you do multiplayer, I don't see how an open world multiplayer would work, and most of them do have it. But even like a single player, it would get chaotic real quick to even like attempt that. Yes, there's
You
things
know
that
what
are
though? You want
taken
to
from that.
revolutionize gaming, as everybody knows it. Figure out how to mesh those genres together. Make an open world RTS game, and I tell you what, that if you do it right, that game is gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
I've played RTS before. I don't think it's that hard to make. I hear your arguments,
the
but
concept
I
isn't that
think
hard, but the like
see that
outcome.
the big thing is that like when you have it like the real time strategy, you say it's like a top down, usually from the top. You're playing on a map, whatever. You would take the same concept, just put it into a living world with living effects. If you had the time, you had the resources, I feel like you could take the RTS strat. Hell, think about it like a real like you see it in Skyrim, you see it in real like war movies or whatever. You could still have your war map where you assign your troops where they go, but then you could have the rest of the world to revolve around it. Like imagine literally like you could take over. And again, open world does not mean you're one character following a story. You could have it be okay. I'm going to switch to this general and I'm going to control it in this one section as we run this one tiny espionage mission. We don't need to have the entire big war map room because it's one mission that we're running because we think it's the right idea to do.
But
And in multiplayer, your friend would have to uncover that. Or in in an actual an environment, the AI would have like obviously a video game in AI is getting so insane. And when it gets like, it's probably not a game you can make like today, but once it gets just a tiny bit better and it can like react to like stuff that it catches you doing, it'll be prepared for you to run invasions on their base, and it will just like react to you doing that, which is like the level of AI we're getting to in video games. That's not even an unrealistic possibility.
But at that point, is that considered open world again because you're still controlling only an instance? And yes, that
But the
instance
thing is, it's
affects
not
the
an
open
instance.
world.
It's one world. You could walk through the world to get there, or like I said, you can request a Humvee to take you there. Whatever, however you wanted to do it. Like again, it would take a team to design it, but the concept of an RTS in an open world is possible, and I think sounds really fun if you had the right team, the right resources, and the right like will to do it. Not just again Skyrim, but RTS.
Well, we
I
definitely uncovered one of the hotter topics here because this is I was honestly I was hoping that we came across one that we disagreed on, but for time purposes, we're gonna have to like refrain from the
Wrap
stamp
it
of
up,
approval
yeah.
and move on to the next one. I know we got Sora just kind of joined up. How are you doing,
Yeah.
buddy?
Hey guys, I am doing well. Just got off from work a little bit ago, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, you coming in hot today? You got anything to you wanna share or you
Yo, we have another crazy dude,
Oh no.
Oh no.
but this one's like meaner.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, like fresh out. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So that's interesting, and I also got
Those guys don't last long.
yeah. I got sent down to the sister restaurant, and I've been helping out every few nights there. So that's been interesting. It's pretty cool. I get paid more going over there, so I'm trying to transfer or something. But yeah, it's going good.
Oh yeah. Well, while
I
we've
think we
got
should.
you here, we've got to get your opinion, buddy. What's your what's your hat to throw in on
On
what
like the
is a
RTS thing? Or
oh, I mean you can. We were gonna move on to save some time and
okay, yeah, yeah,
what's
we can
a
do that.
game mechanic or design thing that games are doing that you think they're doing right? It can be as controversial as you want.
Okay. RE4 did that shit right.
RE4, what do you think they did right?
Like just like the way they handled like the remake and the story, like
Mm-hmm.
there was only like one iffy thing really to me that they could have done a little bit better, like maybe some better recording equipment, something.
So what I'm
But
hearing is your thing is
Remakes.
remake.
if they're done right,
That's
I
been the
get that.
topic. If they're done
Oh,
right.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
if
been
they're
my running
handled
theme tonight
correctly,
too. Because like
like
honestly, I'll say it: Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 were some of the most fantastic remakes that I've ever seen made.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, because like they're good remakes, and then there are some that are not as great, where they cut out an entire key section of the game and maybe some of the best creatures that could like yo, where's my zombie alligator? Like
Yes. Where's my
Yeah,
zombie alligator?
I can't
like
believe they cut an entire section on like that. Like that's crazy to me.
Like I
Because
get
like,
why it happened, but I hate that it happened.
but 3 was like that too, and that's the whole reason. Like I was mad,
they
dude. I
cut
was
out
really
the
mad. The
they cut
3
out
is
so many
only
good
part of a
parts.
game, bro. It is not the full fucking Resident Evil 3.
Yeah. What they should have done is delayed the game, but
What do
Oh
we
yeah,
know?
and
I
it
feel
just
like in some case they kind of got to get somewhat of a pass because they had to get the game out before the world shut down. And
yeah.
like in that case, like they even said that they weren't really done with it. They had to just rush it to get it finished. before they shut down for a year and a half.
We need a
So
It just
like I
sucks,
get it,
'cause,
it just
it
sucks.
could have
'Cause
been so good.
I would have rather get delayed than get
Like,
butchered.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they would have just said, "Hey, because of like, everything going on, we're gonna delay the game," and everyone would have been like, "You know what? That's okay." Like,
Yeah.
nobody was really complaining when a game got delayed
They were
because of
complaining that they couldn't play it sooner, but not that the game got delayed itself. Because like there are definitely people that complain when a game gets delayed. Like just look at Cyberpunk
Yeah,
2077.
Oh
Now,
my
granted,
God,
they
yeah.
gave us like 5 release dates, but at the same time,
Over the course of 8 years.
if we and like that's my thing, like 8 years, we get 5 delays. I don't think that's the end of the world. I personally never really take issue when games get delayed, other than damn, I was looking forward to playing that game. Now I gotta wait an extra 6-7 months. But
Right. It's when games do the whole like, and I'll say it when not Cyberpunk, Star Citizen, when
Yep.
they do the whole, hey, you're buying in to see what this game could be, and you like have to pay for it, and then you don't even know if the game's gonna get fixed enough to be playable, and you don't know if it's gonna be ever actually released, and it's just like, okay,
that's
this is ass.
I still have it installed on my computer.
I can't
And
play it, but I do too.
Every once in a while, I'll log in and see
Same,
how far I can get. Usually, I
right?
can't get past the first elevator, but
Right. There's
Dude,
been
same.
sometimes.
I used to
one.
run it fine.
Yeah, there's
I've
one time I
never
logged
run it
in. I
fine.
could always get to my ship. I could fly it. It was cool. I logged in after the next update. Oh, I can't exit the door again.
I'm really glad that wasn't like a
I've never
60 or
flown.
even $70 game, bro. It was like 35, $40 just to fucking. I can forget about that, but like
Tragedy.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, does everybody want to come say goodbye to the S? We've had it here since the very beginning. All right, men. At the same time, 3, 2, 1. I thought that was gonna end the level. I'm not gonna lie. Anywho, continue, Sora or Wi-Fi. I don't remember who was talking at the moment.
Pretty sure it was Wi-Fi.
I don't remember.
No, we've derailed everything.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It was a heartbreaking moment.
It was. We had to say goodbye to it though. I 100% thought that was gonna end the level. God, look how close we were.
Railings?
Yeah, some of
Right.
these railings are gonna have dookie spots on them.
Such dude.
But anyway, should we continue on to the next topic of?
I think we should.
Now I feel like we've all. I know you said you wanted to keep it positive, but we all, we thrive for controversy here.
We do.
I think we should go around and tell everybody's least favorite. We've already given favorite. We should do least
down with
favorite
that.
now. And I think somebody else should start.
I think Pone should start.
Yeah,
Least favorite thing to do with a game.
like game mechanic.
Yeah, mechanic. A game mechanic itself. Fetch quest. Whenever it's not like something that's, oh hey, let's get a powerful sword and stuff like that. No, that's fine. But whenever it's like, hey, grab these 3 berries and bring them to me, it's like, come on, that just takes all the fun out of it for me, because it's like, hey, you obviously could have grabbed these. Even if it made it so that way it was a defense quest, which I know somebody probably would say defense quests are also sucky, but even if it was a defense quest, it would make more sense than, hey, I can't pick these berries for me. Can you pick them? It's just like, I just officially lost
I found it.
lost immersion because of that. That's my thing.
Yeah, absolutely agree, 100%. Fetch quests suck.
Fetch quests.
Bad
do
fetch
suck.
quests. Bad fetch quests suck.
The first stamp of disapproval of the night.
Yep. You know
But
what? I
that's,
think we should hear from Sora next, because
yes.
he just kind of got here. His voice needs to be heard.
Yes.
About the worst feature?
Yes. Or your least favorite feature, like that are happening in games.
Okay. Or could it be something they took out and I'm just really upset they don't really do it anymore?
Yeah. Whatever
Yeah.
mechanic like you're most dissatisfied with.
Yo, what happened to QTEs?
I'm
A lot of
yeah.
people don't like
Kingdom
them.
Hearts
So.
2 happened to QTEs.
Like,
God of War
There-
overused them.
They did.
True.
God of War. The PS2 and PS3 and like the Xbox 360 era overused QTEs to the point
Or
where they have such a
unleashed.
negative connotation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not talking like all the time, but like there were some games that just had it at like key moments,
Yep.
and it really like okay,
Bayonetta's a good one for that.
Yep.
Bayonetta,
You know
Until
what?
Dawn.
The Jedi Survivor and Jedi
I mean,
Fallen
that-
Order games, they
Yep.
both have good QTs.
Yeah.
They do.
but those are
Also,
great games.
Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales, they have very good QTEs because they're just in, like Sora said, they're in key moments. Like the one I like to think of the most is that fist fight in the beginning with Peter, where you have to press like just like a few buttons, but you get the nice cutscene of Spider-Man beating Fisk up. Like I think like
Yeah, those are fun.
done right, yeah,
Word.
I miss them. Done right, that should just be that's the topic here. Game mechanics done right.
I mean, if you've ever played the game Majora's Wrath, that's almost all the game is QTEs, but it's done good. Like
Oh, somebody give me a heart.
Yeah,
100%
true.
done good. And then you get
Yeah.
stuff like oh, what's one? God of War where you get QTEs. Like this is OG God of War where you get QTEs just to open the door. Yeah, I got bored after
Yeah,
that.
that got excessive.
Spam O to open the door. Or
I was
open
never-
the chest by spamming O.
I was never so grateful to have a turbo controller.
Right.
Hit two buttons at the same time, and then hit one button to turn it off.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, actually I did think of something I hate. Why do I have to push a button to open a push door?
Yes.
Like
agree.
GTA, bro. GTA, you just kind of like walk through it, and your character
Yo,
automatically
all
throws
the
his hand up.
doors. That's
Well,
I love that. That's why I love GTA when it first came out. Like
That's
GTA
how doors
5.
should be handled.
Like you just walk through the door, like, and even like back in San Andreas and stuff, you just walked into the marker and you didn't have to push a button to walk through doors. You just walked through the door, like you just walk through the door. Come on.
You know, this wasn't something I had beef with, but now you mentioned, I hate pressing buttons to open doors.
yeah.
Let me just open the door.
Back in the day, it was used as a
Yeah.
loading screen, but now it's when
Right.
there's no loading screens, it's kind of like, hey, there's no need.
Yeah, precisely my point. Like, even if you got to throw elevators in, that's fine. I can push a button to use an elevator because
Right.
it's an elevator. You got to push the button. Like, but I don't want to push a button to open a door.
Exactly.
But on that
Shouldn't
case,
have
also,
to, you know?
for an elevator, don't make me hunt down where to push the button to start the elevator. If I'm in
Right.
the elevator, just let me
It should
push
be
the button.
right there by the elevator.
Every time.
Like, and the other like Cyberpunk, I don't know. It's I know I guess it's like a mechanic that like is supposed to like bring you into the world, bro. I don't need to pick. You give me two options, up and down, but you're making me read apartment or garage. Let me click it and just take me to the other one. Unless I could specifically go to 17 floors, don't give me 0 through 17. I don't need 0 through 17.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, you want to go first? You want to go first?
I do want to go first, and it's going to make me sound very entitled, and I'm aware of this.
Uh-oh.
I fucking hate. Sorry, yeah, that's heated. I hate loading screens.
You know
we have
had this
gotten-
talk
we have
before.
Gotten to a point in video games where either A, we have the entirety of New York City as an open world that you can explore at any time. Okay. Or even if you need a game that has a cutscene, I will bring up Final Fantasy 16 for this. I think it goes great. It will go to dark for a second, and then we get a cutscene. That cutscene is the loading screen. It's not a tooltip that pops up on the screen as you sit there and you watch a loading bar move. Like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Old School Skyrim, all those do. We don't need black screens and tooltips anymore. It is 2023. If I have to have a loading screen, so be it. Don't fade me to black and then have me read some stupid text on screen. Make it enjoyable. Like, when Spider-Man PS4, I've been bringing that game up a lot. It needed cutscenes for when you fast traveled. So it was Spider-Man sitting on the subway whenever you fast travel. That's cool. But then you go from Spider-Man to Peter. It's like, hey, you want to go inside that door? Yeah. Hey, here's a cutscene with a tooltip on it. You're gonna love it. I did not love it. It made me angry.
Or
No,
interactive
There's
loading
one
screen.
game that did loading screens good.
I think IT3.
Okay, yes.
You see, like, that's the thing.
X
Look-
to eat
That too.
ramen as Goku.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Loading screens can be cool, but they're always just not. And I just
I
want
was-
cool loading
I was
screens.
gonna say Borderlands 2 though, because like they gave you tips, but they were hilarious.
Yeah, and it showed you a gun that was actually obtainable in game. That sometimes you'd be like, "Oh damn, I need to go and get that."
See,
Yeah,
that's not as bad. And like I'll even like I know that it's just the same thing. But even with like Kingdom Hearts 3, they had loading screens every time you went to a new area. But their loading screens weren't just watch a toolbar load and have a little it was like they
social
made their
media post.
yeah, it's like they made their own social media and you could like read up what was going on like with the lore. That was cool.
I
I
thought
think
was
that-
cool, yeah.
And again, they didn't last very long. So firework blew up by my house. So you didn't get bored of them. By the time you got annoyed with them, they were gone. That's fine. I
They
have
had
no
a
issues with
bunch
them
of
doing
them.
that. They did.
So you didn't
like-
see the same one multiple
Yeah.
times like that.
Eventually, you would cycle through, especially if you play the game as often as
Yes.
I and I'm sure Sora and Pone
Yeah.
have done as well. But like when you play it so much, then yeah, you're going to see the same tooltips over again. But they're not tooltips. They're
Just
their
post.
social media, and I think that's really cool. And I don't like loading bars. They're ugly and they're immersion breaking, and that's what really breaks it for me. Is if you jerk me out of the immersion so hard by showing me a black screen with a loading screen and it says press O to dodge. Okay, it's like all right, all of this immersion gone. I'm no longer this character. I am simply a dude holding a controller, and it's like okay.
You know
We
what?
spit on loading screens.
like Fortnite fixes stuff.
Fortnite, fix your shit. Oh my god, dude. 100%. I don't know how you could do it, but there's gotta be something you can do.
Hear me out. Like whenever y'all are in the lobby, right?
Yeah.
Like you all like whenever everyone readies up, you all like run. They all run towards the screen, and then the camera pans.
that would. There you go.
And there's a battle bus. And
Yep.
then like they go up in the battle bus, and that's essentially the loading
Yep.
screen.
And then you eventually, like when you're. I like that. That would be perfect.
Where's my Miles Morales loading screen for Fortnite where they're just sitting on the battle bus texting?
Right. Or like, dude, like with the Miles Morales again, going for like it's like one of the first PS5 games where I was like, wow, the load times are insane because it was the same map from Spider-Man PS4, but PS5 did it in, and you could like transition from in buildings to outside with no change in gameplay. That's when like the entitlement began.
Well,
'Cause,
they
like,
did
we
with the
can have
fast
this.
travel. He
Yep.
would hop on the subway.
Yeah, hop on the subway and you could like read read his phone and you got a little cutscene. My favorite one was a loading screen for a fast travel, and it's where Miles is standing in front of a group of people and they have him do a flip. I love that.
there's
It's
always, like, cool
charming.
little stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he'd be like performing for the like.
Yep.
He'd be
Or in
interacting
PS4
with the people.
Or in PS4 where that dude's asleep on Peter's shoulder
Yeah.
and he's just trying to read his phone. It's charming. I don't need a reason to like it. It's just charming.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's good.
Like they handle the Spider-Man games.
They do.
Really well.
God, what I would give for every superhero game to get that love.
I'm so ready.
Looking at you,
for-
Avengers.
Okay,
but-
I'm excited for Spider-Man, and we haven't got too much on Wolverine.
But I'm excited
But,
for it.
It's by the same people that.
That's
made
my thing. Is
Spider-Man.
like
So,
they
like,
did Spider-Man so well that I don't see them messing it up.
right, like because they've shown that they are people that love this stuff. Like you
Yep.
don't make a game like that without loving what you're making.
Yeah, you do. You're called Square Enix. You make an Avengers game.
Yeah.
That was, and they Marvel realized that wasn't.
But for some
Right.
reason, they
Well,
can make a
see,
Guardians
what
game
sucks
that's good.
Is Square proved that
Okay,
they can
made a
handle
great
the
Guardians
superhero.
game, though.
Right, they did a great guard. If we had gotten that level of love for the Guardians that in the Avengers game, dude, my biggest thing with the Avengers game is you're the Hulk and you hit for the same damage as Black Widow's punches. It's like, really?
Right.
There's
Yeah, there
there's
was no difference
none of
between
you.
playing anybody.
The only character that even remotely felt different to play was Iron Man and Thor because they flew. And then the difference was Iron Man was ranged and Thor was more beat your ass kind of thing. So like other than that, every character felt the same. Every single character, like, apart from their ultimate, which their ultimate was pretty cool, felt the exact same.
I kind of felt it from the beginning, though. Whenever they announced the Avengers game like this one, it's gonna look fun, but I don't think this is gonna be
I
much
Got
fun.
a bad feeling about this.
I was super on board when they announced it. I was like, oh my god, Square's making it. It looks amazing. I did not mind how the characters looked. I thought it was an interesting take. I was all hyped. And then they announced that it was not going to follow like a story in the sense of like Marvel's Spider-Man, where you was like an in-depth story, and it was more focused on the online aspect. I was like, okay, the game's gonna be bad. And then I bought it, played the game, and have not touched the online, which because it doesn't exist, but did not touch the online because I did not care. The game was not fun enough to warrant me playing it for Destiny 2 levels of time.
You could tell by how the presenters were talking about it that they weren't even into it. They're just like, yeah, this was done. Yeah. I'm like, are these people being held hostage?
Right.
All
The
right.
Somebody tell them
announcement
to
was
blink
hype.
twice.
The announcement was hype. The reveal trailer was cool, and then the gameplay trailer dropped, and everybody lost interest for the game unanimously.
Essentially.
Right. It's sad
I
because that
think
game
I
did not
went
have
and,
to be
like,
bad.
I canceled my pre-order.
Like that game did not have to be bad,
Didn't have
but
to
it
be,
was.
no. So, I feel like that's a unanimous stamp of disapproval from the
Yeah.
AKG crew.
Loading screens.
Moving on to mine and the final one, I've actually already kind of talked about this, and I'm gonna say it again. And it's game companies putting out half of a game, or part of a game, or the like Star Citizen, the ability to buy into a game, but not actually like
Buy the
putting out
game.
the game. You know.
Yep.
Where Star Citizen, I shouldn't have a laptop that had a 1660 Ti in it and everything. Like, it's a pretty okay laptop. It's a good laptop. It's not like amazing, but it's not bad. It ran the game perfectly fine. My new computer that is way better can't run the game at all. And it's not just me. Like, it's not optimized for like 40 series. It's like
Yeah, I can't play the game at all. It's like a slideshow.
actually
I'm
insane.
And I'm not bragging here when I say I have a very good PC.
You shouldn't have to buy in because you have to pay for that. There's
Oh, yeah.
there's no game to be played. I paid for it, now it just sits on my computer.
Yep.
And that goes for half finished games that are coming out too, because I don't want to buy a game to buy into the fact that eventually they're going to update it and make it a good game. I feel like that's ass. That's an ass concept. That's not something that anybody should be doing, and they're not going to get my money. Even if that doesn't make a fucking difference, I don't care.
You see what
They
sucks
should
is
not be doing that. That's predatory.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. I say it every time. I fall victim to it. I fell victim to it with 76. I fell
Yep.
victim to it with a few other games. I was like, yeah, it's so good now, and I'm sure they'll fix it, so I'll buy it now. Fallout 76 is my big one, and I still do it, and I hate it, but like, I guess I'm their target audience because I fall victim to that. But I will say the right studio does end up making those games good, but we should not have to wait. That's
Yeah.
the kicker. You should make the game good when it comes out.
I mean,
Bring back game betas. Playable betas. Bring them back. We have them, but it's only for games that the devs already know are going to be good. Like we got the
Only
Final Fantasy
Fallout
16
had one.
demo. Yeah. And you remember how bad it was?
It
So
was
they didn't do it again? They had 2 betas planned. They released one, canceled the second one. And then didn't change the game at all from beta to release.
Right.
And now have announced that there's not a Starfield beta, which has me really nervous.
Super nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And there's not even a
Like-
beta to pre-orders. Like if you pre-order the game, there's not even like there's like I don't even know if you get 3-day early access. Do you?
You get
Yeah.
yeah, you get 3 days.
Okay, so they did bring
There
that.
is
Okay.
there is early access. But yeah, no, that's sketchy. I feel like without having to have a super long discussion, I felt like that one was a unanimous one. That's
Oh,
something
yeah.
that's pretty common and rampant in the gaming industry today, and it's something.
Let's
that's-
be honest. All predatory practices in game is scummy and should not get
Yeah.
the school the approval.
Exactly. But I think that's where we're gonna kind of call the podcast. I really appreciate everybody for showing up today, and that goes to both viewers and you guys here at the table today, at the Knights Circle table. Yeah. You guys have any final thoughts for the viewers, the listeners at home?
These are all opinions. You have a right to your own opinion. We won't judge you on them.
That's the headline for the night, by the way.
What is?
What Pone just said.
Oh, we don't
So
judge
these are
you?
just-
Yeah.
These are just our opinions at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
If you have
You know
different
what?
opinions-
Honestly, if I have something to say, if you disagree with Wi-Fi, get out of my way. Whether you agree with one of or all of our opinions, you should reach out to any of us on like Twitch, TikTok, whatever, to get our Discord, and we would love to have a discussion with you about any of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you know what, this is also a topic that we could easily reapproach if you bring up like interesting concepts.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if I don't know if there's any way, I don't know, I'm not just gonna read out an invite link for a Discord, but get in contact with one of us to get the Discord link, join up, and we would love to have this discussion with any of you. We'd love to hear what you have on our opinions, what your own opinions. What is if you're watching the VOD and you have access to our Discord, come tell us what opinion you agree with the most, what you agree with the least. Because this is an interesting topic that, like, I feel like, especially with like the state of video games right now, is talks that gamers need to be having. And like, I think devs are finally, in ways, starting to listen. So maybe our voices won't always be silenced, and this might be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, future.
yeah, science,
Science rules.
science
Bill,
rules.
Bill.
Bill. Also, tell us your opinion on Bill Nye. Says like,
Yeah.
if it's a bad one, you might get banned. But
Well, I just want to say you're all wonderful people. Thanks for watching, and my wonderful friends joining us. We're all here. Thank goodness.
it's true.
It's very true.
All right, Wi-Fi, you want to send us out?
So, thank you everybody for watching the VOD. Thanks for everybody for showing up. You know where to find us. Links in the bio. Have a great rest of your night.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, recording is stopped.
File. Export as MP3.
Yes, sir. All right, Wi-Fi. I need to bring this up because I thought about it halfway through the podcast, and I need confirmation. I know that you're passing over ownership. You're still going to do the intro, right? The Welcome to the
Oh,
Night
yeah,
Circle
no.
podcast. Oh, thank God! I was like,
host and all that stuff.
okay, good. I was like, I hope I don't have to live up to Wi-Fi's Welcome to the Night Circle podcast because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, no.
No, we'll get a
Good,
soundbite if
good.
that's the case.
Right? Like, hell no.
So I export and then I don't have to save it, do I? It automatically saves it.
No,
Yep, export as
to
MP3. You'll get the export somewhere and then just upload it.
Exporting audio with standard preset. I feel like I do this every time. By the way, look in one of the bathrooms.
This one?
There's one.
All the writing on the walls?
Bone.
Ah, the PP.
No, I think it was this one that he
There's
was
a
talking
pee-pee
about.
room.
Oh yeah,
Go one
the
more over,
schizo
Bo.
writing.
One more over. Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh God!
Oh my God.
It's like Silent
Peep-
Hill.
Peepus room. Eat this room. Oh God, I'm trapped. Let me out. Let me
Hey,
out.
Kiki.
It's not a dance.
Key, look.
What up?
Look at the Muppet drawing right here.
So, guys, small problem.
Oh no.
For some reason, Audacity crashed like 5 minutes before we stopped recording.
It
Oh, that's
should be okay.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. We can just nab
We
you out from
can-
the stream.
Yeah, that, and if anything and that doesn't work, we can like cut the whole ass end, like where
Yeah.
you did your speech, and we could just so there's not like a long silence there.
Yeah.
At least they got it for most of it.
I think that's about where it was because I just listened to like the last little bit where I was talking, and that's what it sounded like.
It should be okay.
It was like,
God, you got me
oh,
paranoid now, Sora.
I don't know what happened. Like I was lucky I was able to recover it. 'Cause,
Yeah, it
like,
happened to
there's
Wi-Fi,
no-
and he's like, "Oh my God, I think I just closed it without saying like it's okay. It has an auto recovery thing." He's like, "Oh,
And then I gotta
Yeah, like I went to
get back
start
over here
Power
to.
Wash Simulator, and then like I realized,
Export as MP3. Sticking with the key underscore audio underscore 06. It's 07 now.
Oh, 072.
oh yeah, my favorite month.
Wait, why is it your favorite month?
It's my birthday month.
Oh, duh.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm still
I'm
streaming,
hoping
and I'm
this
okay with
other
that
guy-
because I still have 5 viewers. Tex even came in and said he's a science guy.
Boo, 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 boo. Science rules. Find.
Damn, it's hard to believe the year's almost halfway over. Over halfway over.
Real. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that line of thought.
Okay, guys. So I was just curious because, like, I want to play Spider-Man: Edge of Time again.
Yeah,
You know how much it is right now?
ridiculously expensive. It's like,
$137.
Fuck
So
that.
I'm just gonna stick it on a flash drive and put
yes,
it
sir.
on my.
Pone, are you intentionally locking me in this bathroom? I think Pone is intentionally locking me in the bathroom. Y'all, I know I brought it up yesterday. They have been setting off fireworks outside my house for like 2 days now, as you know
Oh,
you
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I should be used to it by now, but they keep blowing up. I swear to you, it sounds like it's right outside my window because it's nonstop. It's like the rats, man. It's gonna make me freak out.
Oh shit!
I can't
Spider-Man
tell
in the
if it's
shadows.
storming out or if it's fireworks right now.
See, we had our storm already, so I know it's fireworks, but duh, it make me jump.
Right.
I think it's because I can only I don't hear the setup. And it's just boom.
There you go. You should have access to my thing now. Giggity.
Oh. Wait, we didn't have access to your thing before?
You did. Oh, you for sure did.
Okay, good.
Stop it,
I'm
Keith.
to see if this shit works.
Wi-Fi, what do you think? Never mind. I actually, in the middle of that conversation, lost what I was gonna ask you.
Oof.
I'd be small brain.
It happens. Hello, I'm Spoderman.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm tired all of a sudden. I wasn't tired during the podcast.
It's a big sad.
You right? Like an old man.
It happens. Same.
It
Okay.
sneaks up on you. The old.
Wait, is this actually gonna work?
Mm-hmm. We never know. It's the last we ever heard of Mr. Sora.
I am.
Hold on.
Some say Spider-Man Web of Shadows team kidnapped him when he pirated it.
Wait, how'd you know?
You said you were gonna put it on a flash drive.
Oh, it's to talk about Edge of Time.
Oh.
Like, I'm already playing Web of Shadows. Because that's a PS2 emulator.
That is.
Question
Web of
for you.
Shadows was a good. I want to play Friend or Foe.
You
What up?
You've uploaded yours already?
No.
Okay.
I went to the bathroom.
Oh, you're okay. Wi-Fi. You said you just uploaded yours.
I did. I think it might have just been emailed to you. To the Furion email.
That's fair. That works. I was
But
just checking my
it's gonna
Google
be called
Drive.
Stamps. Stamps Wi-Fi audio.
Oh, it was supposed to be Google Drive. I just put it in your Discord DMs.
I mean, I'll take it. Yes, I guess.
That'll work.
Well, gentlemen, I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. If I stay on any longer, my wife's literally gonna kill me.
Burn.
I will see you guys tomorrow. Probably for some. We had a game planned, and I don't remember what it was.
It was probably Overwatch.
It was probably Overwatch. If it was not, hold on. Nah, it was Vanguard.
It was
tomorrow?
Vanguard. You're gonna play Vanguard with me and Tex.
Yep.
Wait, Vanguard?
Yeah.
Gun game specifically, because I'm not
Okay.
interested in playing
Yeah,
anything.
that's
else
all we
on that.
play is gun game. God, what are they playing
yeah.
over there?
Yeah, I found the gnome.
It's just
The gnome. It's just Tex. There's no villain.
yeah. Mr. Villain isn't actually even streaming anymore. I
Oh
think he
damn! There's no
lost it.
T&V show. What's Tex
Yeah.
doing?
Wait.
You know, I don't actually think he's streaming anymore either.
Well, he
Oh.
popped
Wait,
into my stream.
If you haven't
so-
already, refresh your page.
I just did. Nope, he is
Okay.
not. And neither is Villain still. Yeah. I wouldn't.
Are
And
they in
Villain's
the
playing. It says he's playing 2K23. So I wonder
I've got
if
6
he just
viewers
hopped off for the
online.
night.
Well, if we're done and Wi-Fi's hopping off, y'all want to switch back? For those of you who aren't hopping off, you want to jump to the VC, hang out with me?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Wi-Fi, you end up, on anything Overwatch related and you need a third, hit me up.
Absolutely. You know, it
Even if you
probably
can't
won't
be in the
hard.
VC, even if you're not in a VC and you just want a buddy, hit me up.
Oh yeah, I guarantee. I could get her to play some Overwatch. But yeah,
Just let me know, man.
yep, you guys take it easy. Great podcast. Really good episode tonight.
Yer.
Oh, yeah.
What a nice lady.
See. I'll be there in a second. I'm beating up bad guys.
Let's go beat him
Well,
up.
I streamed for about an hour and only had like maybe one viewer.
Ah, I get you.
Thanks, Brenda.
I'm still streaming because I have 6 viewers right now, and I'm sitting here like I have
Oh,
to. I
sure.
need this.
Alright, yeah, no.
So I've just been playing Overwatch 2 ever since Villain hopped off.
Oh, what villain hop off for? I thought he had the T&V show.
He went to play another game.
Is that why you have TTV in your Vanguard tag?
No, that's.
I thought that was
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.
It
Okay.
is.
That's what I figured, but then I was like, wait, TTT.
This man really just asked me about his shoes. I am Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah.
But do you like? He wants to know if Spider-Man likes to shoot.
Bro, if Spider-Man told me he liked my shoes, I don't think I would ever wear a different pair of shoes.
I don't
But,
think I'd wear
he
shoes.
stopped me while I was like running to like I don't know what I'm doing. It just kind of starts you off, but
You know what? I respect his dedication. He's got to know if Spider-Man likes his shoes.
Would you be down for some Vanguard here in a little bit?
I would
Keith?
absolutely be down for some Vanguard here in a little bit. Also, Wi-Fi's Vanguard's installed, so he says he's down to play tomorrow if you're down.
Nice. That's probably what I'll stream tomorrow.
oh no, I finally did it.
What, you told me shoes were ugly?
No, like I thought the game was working because I made it further than I had ever
Ah.
gotten on it. But like it just randomly freezes at the same spot, but I had gotten past that spot, so I was like, "Oh, it's fine." And then I got to this point where I meet
Yeah.
Venom, and it did it again, and I'm like, "Oh, delete."
Delete, delete, delete,
Delete, delete, delete.
So fast. Just gotta go fast.
Go
Gotta
fast.
go fast.
Go fast.
Sonic fast. Gotta go faster, 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 fast.
Fucking Moira. God damn it.
You're not wrong.
God damn it, Genji, get off my dick.
Also not wrong.
Yeah. She farted on my dick. Damn
Let's
it.
go.
And she shitted. That's a
She
combo.
shit.
Slam dunk, bitch. Call me Rambo.
Yo, I saw the stress test for Mortal
Mommy
Kombat 1.
kisses.
I saw some people
Yeah.
playing it. Oh my god, it looks so good.
For what?
Mortal Kombat 1.
And I
Oh yeah, that's
go send
gonna be good.
out.
Somebody was playing Kenshi, and he had the classic skin on and everything, but he did the fatality, and Kenshi starts spinning his sword around like a blender, and just shoves it down the person's throat, and then cuts him in half. It's like,
Nice.
Jesus Christ!
Nice.
Didn't need to cut him in half. He's already dead.
So,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
after you got off last night, Sora,
Speed.
for D&D,
Oh yeah.
the party put themselves in a very dangerous situation for a TPK.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
A very dangerous position for a TPK. As in the first fight of an 8-layer encounter dungeon with multiple encounters and dungeons per layer. The first fight, Wi-Fi had 5 health.
Yep.
And they had to like use all their healing to get themselves sustainable again
Yeah.
in a dungeon with no long rests or short rests.
Oh damn.
Yeah, they were very much not prepared to go there, but it was fun still. They got some decent experience out of it.
Like, so they're all dead.
Oh no, they're
No,
alive
we're alive.
because
We-
they decided to back out. Had they have continued, it would have been a TPK.
Oh.
It
Like, I
required
don't think any.
Key literally telling D, "Hey, you aren't ready for this."
Yeah, because D wanted to push on, and I was like, I will gladly let you push on, but I want you to be aware because I know y'all like these characters. This is a very hard dungeon.
Where'd y'all go?
Yeah. So I have a dungeon in the game in the campaign because D's character is literally from the 9th layer of hell. So I have a dungeon that is all 9 layers of hell.
Oh.
Because I know that eventually they've got to go there. So each layer is filled with a bunch of shit to do, like open basically like anything you could imagine, like quests, objectives, battles, encounters, secret bosses on each layer, and they get progressively harder as they go down. And then as you're down there, it's kind of like a oh god, what's the name of the games?
Darkest Dungeon.
Roguelike
Like-
almost,
like
or roguelike.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that, because as you go down, you get better gear, but if you die, you lose everything. You can leave at any time, but if you die, it's game over for your character. And you obviously you lose all that stuff, but that stuff that you lose is left on that layer. So if you die on the 7th layer and you make a new character and you fight back to the 7th layer, you'll find the loot that from your character who died there. But you get like the benefit is you get a lot of experience, you get a lot of stuff there. And the farther you go, the more experience, the better loot you get. So yeah, they got through one encounter before they would have died, so it was pretty good. They probably could have gotten through another one because they got everybody healed back up to full. But the problem at that point is that there was Pone. You had like what 20 healing left.
Yeah, I had
Pone
all
had
my
20 healing. D was almost out of spell slots. Maya had no key points left.
I had no breathing points left either.
He had no breathing points, and then Maya's main weapon was damaged, so she had to fight with her weaker weapon. And I was like, yeah, you all should know the danger that you're in if you continue this.
Well,
Because
yeah, Sora also missed me becoming Tanjiro.
yeah, he has a secondary character that he switches between. Which I also made it clear to anybody, if you ever wanted to have a second character that you like, for whenever you get bored, that's okay. They just level up differently.
Bet.
Yeah. Oh, I also informed them that there's going to be a homebrew system that I'm working on that's going to allow you to level up past level 20. Yeah, that it's still in the works and probably won't come for another month or so, but y'all aren't going to hit level 20 for a while, so it's not a big deal yet.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it because I maybe gotten hit once.
Yeah, he's got a high AC.
Wi-Fi the polar opposite of me.
Yeah. See, Wi-Fi hits for a lot, but doesn't take a lot. You take a lot, but don't hit for a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll eventually hit for more.
I got
like,
that Searing Smite stuff, and that helps, especially now that I have
Yeah.
extra spell slot levels, and I actually have Divine Smite, which is gonna hurt a lot more to demons. But no, I've got some stuff that'll hurt more, but I'm not focused on hurting a lot because if I can survive, then everybody else can technically survive because of me. Before I knew Wi-Fi was going to be a healer-focused druid, I already knew I was going to have a paladin, and I was just like, oh, well, I was going to do tank and some heals, and he's like, well, I was going to do heals. I'm like, well, now we both can.
It's a good thing, too, because Barry is tragically no longer with us.
Which Erlen liked his bee friend.
Well, he's with us in Villain Spirit.
Yeah, villain's Venom symbiote.
Venom Bee.
Yo, like, okay, I just want it to be known that canonically he's gonna have a little doodle of a bee on one of the pages. Of a bee
Future
man.
generations will think that he fucked the bee.
Also, missed opportunity for it to not be honey instead of black liquid.
Yeah, that
You're not
would've
wrong.
been dope.
I mean, if you haven't tasted it yet, maybe it is honey.
Right, I haven't
True.
tasted it yet.
Which is surprising. I'm honestly like, I kind of expected the first thing your character was gonna do was gonna lick it.
It's
I don't
not,
know why.
It's not blood, so.
You're right. I guess your previous character would have licked it, but this character only licks blood.
Yeah.
Your last character though, 100% would have licked it.
Oh yeah. Hopefully to gain some of that power.
It tastes like black licorice.
Honey dipped black licorice.
Yeah.
Who the hell
But I
shit on
appreciate you
fire?
staying with me to finish this. I would have driven me crazy if we didn't finish these bathrooms.
Well, like I said, I now have 4 viewers, but I'm still okay with 4 viewers because that's still building my average up from what it was.
That's
so.
more than 3.
Yeah.
I had 10k damage with 25 kills.
God damn. You're improving fast with Bastion. Or are you playing? Who you playing?
Bastion.
Hell yeah.
And I only use his ult like once. I don't use his ult too often.
Yeah. His ult seems very underpowered to me. I don't know. It could just be
Yeah.
me. But his ult seems like it's weird because like Bastion's ult used to be really good, so I know it got. I respect it getting nerfed. But damn, like it just doesn't seem like think I've seen like 2 people, myself being both of them, die to that ult.
Yeah.
The only
But
time
like,
I use the ult is if the entire team is gathered around and we're making a big push, because that'll deal the damage needed to finish to clean up
yeah,
the match.
Yeah. Splash damage is key.
it's a
with
good
that.
time to use it. But like it's just weird because that feels like more like of a like support ability almost, where it's
Yeah.
like support takes away a lot of their health, so DPS and tank can go in and clean up. It's just a weird thing. It's like I don't know. For Bastion especially, it'd be cooler if his ult was just like his OG tank form. Like you could just sit in one location, just non-stop bullets. Make it feel more useful at least. That's always what I thought. I thought his ult should be the tank form and his alt fire. He originally had his alt was he shot like bombs or some shit out of
Shot,
his.
like, it was like a
It's like it's
Pharah
like a
thing.
cannon.
Yeah, the Pharah thing.
Yeah, and that was his original ult, and I was like, that should be, I don't know, like an alt fire or something. His ultimate should be he can sit in that tank form for like 10 seconds or whatever. Like that would have been pretty dope.
I feel like if you get hit
But
with 2 of his ult shots, you should die, regardless.
right. Yeah, let me out. Thank you.
I didn't know if that was key or text saying that, and I start moving like, oh god, I gotta let him out. I saw something scary in this penis room.
I'm gonna play one more match while I'm waiting for Iki.
Bet we're just finishing up the toilets. And then I'll be ready to slap on some Vanguard if anybody else wants to join us.
I do not have it installed, but I also have to wash my work clothes and take a shower because I am
'Cause
real life
stinky.
stinky.
Real life stinky.
I did a lot of garden work today, so
I didn't do garden work, but I probably should go take a shower as well.
Yeah, I'll play a few games with Tex, and I'm not gonna be on as late as I normally am.
Yeah, like oh man, I don't know what it was about today. I came home soaking wet. I mean, I usually I get a little bit wet because I'm a dishwasher, but like everything was wet, just drenched,
everything.
and I was just like, it is so hot right now, y'all, in Savannah, and it's humid, so it's like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
It's like a 97% humidity.
Oh damn.
Yeah, or something like that. It's some wild.
It's
crazy
almost
ass-
raining in the air itself.
I don't want to know the weather in Washington D.C.
Right?
Why not?
I want to know the weather in fucking Savannah.
Savannah, ooh, nah, nah.
The weather in Ohio is it's smoky and rainy. It's weird.
It's very
Okay,
weird.
Well, right now. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It is 75% humidity, but that's like this the moon's out, like it's nighttime.
It's
But like during
nighttime.
the day, like it gets up there.
When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Okay, yeah, that was for Hinesville. Savannah, it's 83% humidity.
Damn.
Check that. Daily. Holy shit. That's why it felt so hot today. The real feel was 115.
God damn.
Yeah.
Weak.
You know, I hear it's supposed to snow next week in Texas.
What?
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 Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna snow Tex.
No. 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 Cold.
Snow.
No.
It's just a little snow. It's not gonna hurt you.
Ha!
Jesus, Pone, you're scaring him.
You shouldn't have called.
You know, Tex. It's
What?
gonna snow over an inch.
Ah!
Careful, last time it snowed and she lost power for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
No.
No mas.
Oh, all these are dirty. You know, if you power wash like this in real life, you would be breaking these windows.
Oh yeah.
What is
So we're
dirty?
technically pressure washing, not power washing. Because power washing involves heat. Pressure washing involves pressure.
Is that right?
Yeah.
A door hinge. Are you shitting me?
Oh my god.
Found it.
You guys spent or like rushed in here and started cleaning. I freaking cleaned this entire hallway by myself.
I mean, I cleaned this entire hallway by myself. I cleaned a lot of this by myself. I did all the cubicles and over here. Wi-Fi took care of one of the bathrooms, I think.
Where is this light bulb?
Ding.
Oh, it's right here. It's this one. On the back side. There it
There
is.
we go. Steel girder. So it's one of no, it's not one of those.
That's metal
Damn,
step,
those are loud.
skylight.
Cistern
Yeah, I'm gonna
pipe,
hop off, yo.
Alright.
All right, man.
Oh yeah, we'll see y'all later. I might be on tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. Just
All right,
checking.
bro.
Oh,
We'll be
good.
here.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Fucking Arissa.
What a nice lady.
What a nice lady. Alright.
Louis Simos, we did it.
Alright, stream. That's it for me. Thank you for tuning in. Listen to the podcast if you're just tuning in. And
And
I'll
go to
see you
Keyboarder
guys
99 on Twitch.
Yes. Keyloader 99, Wi-Fi Abitus. Sora has a Twitch. It should be
Iron
just
Key Sora.
Yep.
And TX Redneck 21.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's stinky, but he's cool. We accept him.
He's mostly stinky and Keystream.
It's true. Anywhere else though, he's not stinky.
If you watch enough of Keystream, you can give him a shower. Please give him a shower. It might not help. He might get re-stinkified, but that's okay. It's
It usually happens instantly. He's had like 6 of them, and immediately somebody stinkies him up.
He's like,
Except
he's
for
like, yeah,
Haley. Haley only stinkifies Pone.
yeah. He's like a Pigpen from the Peanuts. He's just always
Yes, sir.